what, 7:50?
7:15.
7:15 p.m. and I will call the environmental protection meeting to order. My name is Debbie Timothy, and I am the chair of the Environmental Protection Committee. So at this time, we're going to do some introductions.
My name is Isaiah Peku, and I'm not a member of the committee, I'm just a concerned member of the public who wants to keep up with what's going on in the community.
Thank you.
Very good. Rod Herbert, CB9 member, longtime resident of Brooklyn.
Kendall Christensen, a member of the committee, member of the board and member of the committee.
Thank you. Okay, thank you and welcome and Happy New Year to everyone. We are in a new year. Let's see what, happens. Hopefully it's a lot of good things.
Everything's going to be good. Positive thoughts. It's going to be good.
There you go. There you go. I received that. With our word of encouragement as we move on to our agenda, Bishop Hamilton Gonzalez is not with us this evening, so we will move on to accept the minutes of the December 5th, 2024 Environmental Protection Committee meeting. And I believe everyone has that information. Okay.
They were in the last board packet, so. Okay, good.
Okay, and the also the agenda for tonight.
Mhm.
Okay, great. So our next item on the agenda are committee updates. Does anyone have any updates that they would like to share? I actually shared a link from the city, New York, the city.nyc.
Mhm.
Did you read it? Did you go on the?
I've seen a bunch of those, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they have a lot of informative information on there.
Yeah.
So I thought it was helpful in, reading about this whole containerization project. And that's why I included that on there. So if you have,
I guess I would just add two things to our prior discussion. One is that the letter to the commissioner requesting that enforcement be delayed for 4 months or 5 months, whatever, was sent first of the year. And Dante circulated it to other district managers around the city.
did he send it to the council members?
I don't know. I don't know. So it is circulated, response or follow-up from any of the other boards.
Mm.
So we don't really have any way of
Kaleda,
knowing that.
do you have any information on the letter that was sent out to DSNY?
No information yet. No, Dante didn't give me no updates to bring to you.
Okay.
I checked in with the staff for the chair of the committee on solid waste in the council.
Mm-hmm.
And they said they really hadn't heard much sort of complaints or concerns or pushback
Really?
on anything. So, yeah. So I think it's happened pretty quietly. There's been some reporting that there have been a couple hundred violations issued by sanitation. But I've not heard from anyone in my.
I haven't heard about any in my
So-
area, so.
I'm not aware of any warnings that were issued because there was a 2-month warning period that was to precede it. But DSNY, as we discussed with the representative, didn't really expand its enforcement unit
Right.
for any of this, and so they've now got a lot more things that they are enforcing about. And I think this sort of residential container thing is a pretty low priority. But that's one thing to keep an ear open for if you start to hear that violations are being issued.
That's
for
what that's what I've
containerization.
been paying attention to.
The other piece of it is that, the current regulation, as we discussed, affects 1 to 9 family unit buildings.
Mm-hmm.
They have not yet fully figured out the solution for 10 to 30s and 30s and above.
Right.
And so they're not yet being required to containerize in the same way that 1 to 9s are. So all of this is a little bit sort of convoluted and chaotic and
It's all over the
confusing.
place.
So, and part of that negotiation over containers for larger buildings is whether or not they'll be required to have stationary containers that they could be truck lifted or can use toters on wheels. And then who pays for those is also part of that negotiation in the same way it is about what we were talking about earlier with the bids. So all of that,
Because I've seen the bigger bins with the covers outside like some of the businesses.
well, businesses have had to use those now for, for the last year or so.
Right.
And DSNY is doing a residential pilot in Manhattan Community Board 4, Upper West Side, Harlem. So they've taken that from a small pilot to a district-wide pilot, but that's just now getting rolled out.
But how are they gonna service these large containers, especially on certain streets where cars are parked all over the place?
Well, if they're a stationary container, then they're gonna put it in a parking spot. And so take over a parking spot.
Okay.
And so for those that don't have access, for the the smaller containers on wheels, that's an issue about how you get them out to the street if they're not an easy point of access from the sidewalk.
Correct.
So what I see on my block, and I'm on Maple Street, is that probably, I don't know, 30-40% of people are now using containers. But even so, the sand workers come along and just pull the bags out
Right.
and toss them.
Right.
So they're not bothering generally to take the container to the truck.
But what I notice is even if they take it to the truck, they bring it and they put it right in front of the property. Yeah, the guys that
Yeah.
actually do
Yeah.
Sterling Street.
Yeah, and depending on when the homeowner then is around to take the container in,
Yeah,
they can sit on the sidewalk all day.
right,
So
right, because if you're at work and
yeah.
yeah, but I
So
noticed.
I have a
yeah.
container, haven't used it yet. I still put bags out because we don't generate that much in the way of
Right, right.
bags. Maybe once a week I'm putting a bag out at this stage. So,
But I would think that they would,
but
more,
that's all right.
I would think that they would more or less realize that the demand is not being met. And they need to, kind of, stall this whole project,
Yeah.
program, because it's crazy.
Well, rolled out and announced with great fanfare. This is the mayor that kind of get rid of rats and change how trash is put out, and the commissioner convinced him that she could deliver all that, and then she
I
got
was-
started and then left.
Yeah, I was
We'll
actually
see.
crossing
We'll see.
the street, coming up, well, I took the SBS bus that puts me out on Empire and Rogers. And as I'm coming around the corner, and I see this big thing in the street, like it was, the vehicle ran over it. So I looked back and I was like, what the hell, was that a rat or a squirrel? I couldn't figure out because it was totally flat, but you could see, the whole feature and the bottom, big, it was huge. And I'm like, oh my God, if that's a rat,
Furry tail or non-furry tail?
I think it was a rat,
You think it's a rat?
but it was
Okay.
huge.
I guess that's why we're doing the whole containerization, to stop you from seeing that.
Oh my God, I was like, whoa, what's this? And forget the subways, because they're running all over and.
So you're down in Georgia now?
I'm in Georgia. Yeah, I'm down in Georgia 6 months out of the year. Up here 6 months.
So you're in a house or an apartment down there?
House.
Does it have an in-sync food waste disposer?
Yes. I love it.
Okay.
I love it. So question, now getting back to here, with the summonses and the violations that are being issued, where's this data kept? Is it kept in an open data? Is it? It is? All right, so I want to go in
It
there and
probably
see.
is
It's an
on
open
open data, yeah.
Because I
More
want to
than
see
likely.
how.
I haven't looked at it to see how specific it is or which one it is, but
I know the first one, I think it's what, $50, then it goes to 100.
See, because the reason why I ask is because ordinarily if things are very quiet
Yes.
and a lot of people were very anxious when this whole containerization issue came about. Are we hearing things because, again, there isn't that much enforcement because enforcement isn't ramped up?
Yeah,
And when they do ramp up, is that when all the issues are going to come out?
Yes,
Right, so
Yeah.
that's what I think is going to happen.
right.
Right, so that means that people are still not knowledgeable of what to do. How do we get that message out there? Is the DSNY still getting the message out there? Are they still on that program to let people know, hey, this is what you have to do? Or did it just stop? But if it stopped, then that's going to be a concern moving forward. And getting that information from Khalid or from Dante with regards to how their peers
yeah,
are receiving information on this would be a very big help.
right,
Because
because
right
I,
now, I don't think anything is happening on the DSNY's part, even on the
right,
residents'
because,
part.
yeah, I
They're
did mention
Pretty
that,
defensive about it.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna be that transparent if it's not going well. They're
Right.
defensive and say everything's, hunky-dory and people are buying containers and using them and not to worry.
and people are stealing containers.
Well, I
They shut- they
stenciled
shut
mine
her-
right away. Stenciled mine right away.
Yeah, I have to get, something to, do that. But, I mentioned that at one of the meetings where, we need to get the information out to the people that don't, are not computer savvy.
Exactly.
Who's, some of these seniors are not gonna go on the SNY website and be able to, figure out what's going on. So it's like making sure that all the information is in one place, whether it's a, sheet of paper like this with, the dates and all these
Mhm.
things, enclosed in there so that they can see that the bird's eye view and, but I mean, I can follow up with Dante to find out if,
Yes, that'd be very,
You can
very
put something
good
out.
to know, to find out how his peers are receiving this information.
yeah,
If it is an issue or not,
right.
or are things truly running smoothly?
Right.
We don't know.
We would never know because you're not
We
hearing
don't know.
anything
It's
about
hard to
it.
tell in the winter when people are not out as much or whatever, so.
So maybe we can ask for, we did ask for the chief to come to, the meeting, but we got an administrative, or staff
Community
person.
affairs guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know if but I would think that, someone would come out and present to the full board so that everybody knows, about this program, and if anybody has questions, they can,
Be an okay thing for us to
so,
arrange.
yeah, so
Full board.
so, we can.
It's partly a question of what the
next-
DSNY's responsibility is to explain to people and do that work as opposed to asking the community board to be its voice. So,
Well, I mean, we wanna make sure that everybody knows, and we don't know how much
yeah,
of that DSNY is doing,
right.
So it's important that, we do what we can to make sure that people, understand what's going on here, and hopefully, if we can get the information from them, maybe we can, put something together and distribute it.
Right.
We're not getting the information like we should, so maybe I'll reach out to Dante and see.
Well, it's a side issue, but I'm curious is that your first experience using a food waste disposer?
Yes, yes, my very first, yeah.
Mm.
Very first.
Did you know that they're legal in New York
They are?
Yeah.
I have had no idea.
since 1997?
Mm.
Oh,
They were legal in the newer parts of the city. Do you know what I'm referring to here, garbage disposal? It's a device that attaches to your kitchen sink
Right,
and grinds up
just
your
grinds
food waste.
everything up.
oh, really?
And grinds everything up to a pulp and basically just send it right out.
A slurry, a slurry.
Or slurry.
Wow.
Correct. Slurry.
So,
But isn't that supposed to be a part of the whole compost thing here?
The process is different.
it's a more complicated discussion, but it's one that I've been deeply engaged in since '97,
Mm.
both locally and with cities all over the U.S. and Canada, on behalf of the company that makes them.
So the new builds that go on, do they have the disposals inside the new apartment buildings?
Hard to tell. If condos and co-ops generally do, some of the higher end rentals do. Some of the more affordable units probably don't. Nightshade put in probably 10 or 15,000 of them
Oh, really?
when they redid kitchens, so they've been using it for a while. They did it initially using pest management money because if you get food waste out of the kitchen, you eliminate that source of food.
That's correct.
For vermin.
Yeah.
But one thing.
We use ours for 99.5% of our food waste, so we don't have any food waste in the trash.
That's true.
Ah,
That's true.
Because the premise is that food is mostly water,
yeah.
and it can easily be converted into a slurry and transported underground by pipes rather than putting it in a truck.
Wow.
And if the city's wastewater system is fully capable of handling that material as a liquid
Right.
and turning it back into products, clean water,
Yes.
biogas, and fertilizer products.
Wow.
So it's
And
not without its complication, nothing is simple. But that's why the city, I'm sorry, I can talk for hours about this, but I'll stop in a minute. The city made them legal in '97 at the request of the sanitation department,
I
Ah.
have no idea.
who attempted in the early '90s to run a curbside collection pilot in Park Slope. And
Right.
based on that said, that's not gonna work. That people are not gonna participate, they're not gonna, the material is too contaminated to do anything with, all that sort of stuff that they're relearning again. And the commissioner of sanitation wrote to the commissioner of DEP and said, we need help, we need disposers made legal citywide. And it took about 5 years for that to happen.
Wow, 5 years.
But in '97, after DEP did a couple of pilot projects and said, not really a problem, so.
Okay.
So, I'm glad to do a presentation about that as well, because I do them all the time.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So, yeah, so that's something that we can
Oh,
definitely,
yeah.
So, and most people don't realize that they.
I have no idea.
So, even people that, are in a position to know, is this good and such a poor job of.
I have no idea. But I tell you right there, it's wonderful. It does work. And one thing I do have to say is that, I have to say, a lot of people out in the neighborhood, they all use them. And they put out very little food waste.
Yes.
okay.
And I do recall there were some subdivisions down there, even some neighbors, they had problems with the raccoons and the possums.
Yes,
and,
yeah.
and a lot of it's gone away over the years. It's
Yeah.
just faded away. You don't hear that anymore.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, to your credit, yeah, it does work.
So. Totally off topic then, I have another a question to ask you guys that may lead to a project idea. Are you aware that paint is now being recycled in the city?
I've heard of that. I did not look into it. I've heard of that.
How do you recycle paint?
New York State about 2 years ago now passed a paint recovery law that allows for paint to be recovered through hardware stores. Not all of them, but some of them participate in it. And if you go to paint.org, it's a paint industry website, you can look up. You can look up where the local stores are that will take it back. And they will.
Sorry.
Who's here? Bishop. Good evening.
I'm so
You
sorry.
came out in the snow.
Came out in the snow. Sorry, Debbie, it's one of those days. Welcome.
So Isaiah, paint that we all have, particularly for a homeowner, and do your own painting, is mostly latex, not oil. And latex paint is not hazardous. And latex paint can be easily recovered and recycled back into new paint. So there are companies in that business that will take that recovered paint and take care of it. And keep it out of the trash, keep it out of the disposal system, and turn it back into new paint.
So there are companies, you said, that does this?
Yes. Yes.
So which companies are you referring to?
Well, the paint industry again has set up this sort of collection network
Okay.
with hardware stores and paint stores.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them are participating, even the, Home Depot's not really participating in it, but you're familiar with Big Reuse in Gowanus? The building materials reuse center,
Uh-huh,
it's next to Lowe's in
Oh.
Gowanus.
okay,
They will take it back, and before the holidays, I took them like a dozen cans,
wow,
all of which had, a third, half, whatever the case may be. And they will accept that and take care of that. And then those get collected and consolidated and trucked to processing facilities.
there may be a lot of people don't know
Well,
about that.
yeah, that's something that really should be blasted out to
Oh,
everybody.
yeah,
I had no
yeah.
idea.
Yeah,
So if you drive down Flatbush towards Manhattan at around 6th Avenue, there's a big billboard that says paint.org on it and promotes paint recycling. So there's some, advertising like that around, but obviously it's not
Nowhere near that.
penetrating yet, so. So the idea here, and I've talked to a couple of these companies, is doing a paint collection event in a particular neighborhood. And haven't quite gotten to a commitment yet to do that, but, I live in Lefferts Manor, 600 homes. And my informal survey of my neighbors is that everyone's got between 5 and 10 cans of paint.
Absolutely.
wow,
Absolutely.
They've been sitting in garages and basements, whatever else, they're different vintages. 5 years, 10 years, whatever else.
yes, yes.
And they're running a community-wide event to collect them, would solve that problem for a lot of people, as well as generate enough volume to attract a company to bring a
Yes.
truck to take that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That's a very good
I'm
idea.
gonna do a
So
little
the-
research on that.
The
yeah.
bigger idea here is doing something that maybe not district-wide, but my other neighbors, other parts of the district, neighborhood or organizations might piggyback on that.
Yeah,
Even
I'm
get
sure a lot of,
sponsored by the city councilors. They would love to get their name on something like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that a lot of people have cans just sitting around.
Yeah, well, like I said, I took a dozen over and I've got another 10 that
boy.
I'm still working with,
Wow.
for various things.
So there's a lot of people that you probably are like you because, they don't know what to do with it and you can't
Right.
put it out.
So you wait for the city's recycling collection program that would happen in Brooklyn in October.
Right.
Yeah, but those are a pain in the ass to deal with as opposed to,
Long
if you did something
lines.
on a neighborhood basis, you could literally take, a wagon up and down the street and, collect people's cans and then bring them to.
And bring them to the
to a central
location.
location.
So I have to say this is huge. This, what you just
Okay.
mentioned, it is huge.
Yes.
Because I had 15 cans I just got rid of.
Wow.
Back in October.
What did you do with them? Should I ask?
No, the recycling.
The recycling, yeah.
Program, right? New York City had the collection
Yeah.
program down
Yeah.
at the Army Terminal on 2nd Avenue.
Okay.
Brooklyn Army Terminal.
Mhm.
But the problem is that there were people that were online, to dispose of, electronics, medical waste,
Right.
paint waste, and some left because the lines
The
were
line.
literally 10 blocks long.
Wow.
And some people left.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and some people out there early, some people out there 3 hours before they even open.
Wow.
So that's the discouragement. So that means all of that they wanted, the waste stream that they just wanted to handle, get rid of,
Right,
it's still
right.
around there, and then there's a risk of it being disposed of improperly.
Right.
So I think this is huge. I mean, if I had that
Well,
many paint cans.
related to that, DSOI has in every borough a special waste collection site. Ours is in Greenpoint. It used to be open very limited hours. They have now expanded the hours and days that it's open. You still
That's
have-
year round?
Year round. You still have to get there by car. So that's obviously a barrier. I'll look that up and send it out because they just recently sort of expanded the days and hours that those sites are open for taking stuff that shouldn't go in the truck.
Right.
Whether it's paint or electronics or household hazardous waste is generally what it's known as. So I'd be glad to sort of put something together with the paint folks, because
Yeah,
they've been wanting to do some sort of,
yeah, definitely.
Focus
That's
collection
yeah,
events.
we can-
They should give a presentation here.
Yeah.
Or even at the general board meeting.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
that's
is what I'm
something,
saying, the
that's
general
something
board meeting.
everybody would love to,
Mhm.
I know people on my block would love to know about that.
Yeah,
I'm not the only one with paint cans, but I am the one that has the large vehicle and I take other people's stuff.
you take other people, yeah, very good, yeah. Some of the neighbors on my block, they, like, they'll do the electronic stuff,
Together,
as
yeah,
neighbors
yeah.
if they want to.
Yeah.
So they'll take it, yeah. So that's a
Okay.
very,
All right, well,
Good
just to think
idea.
about, it's, I'm in that conversation with those folks, and we could do something in our little piece of the district, but also there's an opportunity, I think, to do something that's a little bit bigger,
yeah, so
so,
I guess what we can do is more than likely connect with them.
Yep.
And then try to organize, like, community-wide,
well, again, I'm glad to know of your interest in, pursuing that, and we'll put something together and keep you posted.
No, I think that it's a good idea, and I think that everybody on the committee, feel the same way.
Yeah.
So, we should just
Yeah.
hit the ground running. I
And
mean,
paint to do in the summer, so we buy more paint cans.
yes, yes. So Bishop, we are, just talking about, we were talking about the DSNY program before you came, and
Sorry, I'm late.
now Kendall mentioned about this paint,
Recycling.
paint.org program,
Mhm.
that, they take paint, leftover paint, cans, and they what do they
They reprocess it,
reprocess it. So,
and they make new paint out
new
of
paint
what's
out of it,
possible, which is a lot of it, actually.
yeah,
And
so,
they resell it, and they make probably a dozen different colors out of it.
yeah.
So that, you
So
can.
that's a good idea, I mean,
So-
because people usually have these things sitting around for a long
Yeah.
time. So it would be good to just,
So Isaiah, if you're looking it up, look up Green Sheen Paint. Sheen as in SHEEN paint.org, excuse me, .com.
greensheenpaint.com.
Yeah. They're the company that does the
Is
reprocessing.
it EEN?
Green, GREEN,
Okay.
Sheen, SHEEN,
Paint.com.
paint.com.
Yeah, so,
They have a processing operation up in the Rotterdam, in the Albany area. The company's sort of based out of Colorado, I think.
okay.
They
So
operate,
that's a
they
good
operate nationally.
idea.
That is very interesting.
Yeah,
So-
so.
I wish you'd have mentioned this to me in the summer, because I interned for an assembly member, and I know she would love to do something like this, because, she's in Bed-Stuy, a whole bunch of brownstones, people always complain I got paint, and I have no
Yeah.
idea what to do with it.
So my caution about it is that they haven't yet figured out how to do this on a community-wide basis, and so I'm working with them to sort of figure out
So,
how to
right, so we
pilot, how
need
to
to, yeah.
pilot that. So I don't wanna overpromise.
Right,
um,
exactly.
but,
So
yeah,
let's just figure this
so,
out first and then,
But it's also driven by volume. If they know that there are, 1,000 gallons or 5,000 gallons, or depending on how big the catchment area is, that will really attract their interest. So,
yes, I think it's a good, good idea. Okay, so does anyone else have any questions pertaining to that or any other additional input? If not, we will move on to new business.
Well, that was
Which
my
you
new
did-
business.
That was your, oh, that was your new
That was my
business,
new
okay.
business.
So that's, okay, so I guess we can say that that's one of our plan or goal, as I mentioned, in the, new business area. To, once we get the information from Kendall, we can, get the word out and see how many people would like to, get involved. I'm sure there'll be a lot. So, Does anyone else have any additional information on this topic while we're here?
This is a brand new topic.
Yeah.
Kendall got it all.
I'm sorry?
It's a new topic. Kendall has it all.
Yeah,
He
he's
does
he's
introduce it.
working with them, so, you know, he's gonna get the information and then we're going to, you know, put something out there and see
We
how
didn't
many.
even know it existed.
The other thing we had some
Right.
fun on my block doing back in September at our block party was we partnered with an organization called Got Sneakers. Gotsneakers.com, that
Mhm.
they will accept used sneakers.
Yeah. All of those
Um,
things are, you know, really good partners.
And they provided the signage, the bags to sort of send them back through FedEx.
Ah,
And then they will reimburse the block association, whatever else, a modest amount of money for the value of the
Of the sneakers?
Of the sneakers.
ah, look at that.
So you know what it
A
is.
modest, a very modest amount. Not
You know,
much.
at the,
But we cleaned out, I think, about 60 pairs of sneakers.
Wow.
For folks on my block.
How much?
60
60.
pairs. From my block
Yeah.
that people had, you know, in the closets, whatever else, we were glad to.
yeah, because I know the Armory, they have like a little area when you go in there where, like a rack,
Yeah,
where you can, you know, leave sneakers
oh,
and,
really?
yeah. I saw that when I was working the election, you know, and people were coming and bringing the sneakers and different things and putting them there.
For other people.
It was a small area
For other
for
people to
anyone
take,
to
yeah.
take, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
And then they have the books, things like that, so, yeah. So that's a good idea.
That's that garbage for money.
Right,
Somebody's making money.
of course.
Garbage for money. But
Yeah,
if it
but
keeps
you know,
the place clean.
it may be our garbage, but it's
But
somebody
somebody
else's
else's
treasure.
money, yes.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of people that have needs out there. So that's a good thing. Okay, so it seems as though we have a few good topics that we can focus on and make them happen. And so we can move on to old business now. And as I mentioned on there about, you know, the SNY coming out and doing a presentation, I would say, to the whole board, the general board, which we talked about. So I'm gonna raise that again with Dante and see if that can happen at some point before, you know, all this other stuff, you know, comes out.
Okay.
Hopefully, yeah, so I'll send them an email about that we would like to have, you know, a full board, presentation by DSNY. And also, the gentleman that presented to us, Mr. Withers, Witherspoon? I can't remember his last name, but, he mentioned that council was working on some resources for people that could not afford it, when I mentioned the fact that everyone is not able to, you know, purchase these cans.
Right.
And I haven't heard anything more, so, or I haven't heard anything from the board office, so. That's something else that we need to follow up on, because, you know, he may have mentioned that, but who knows if there is anything that's in place where they're going to be assisting people with such needs, to get those cans. And, so I'll, reach out to him to see if he, you know, can,
Well, the New York Times is reporting that Mayor Adams is headed to Mar-a-Lago, so maybe that's one of the things he's asking for.
You see that one?
he's what?
That Mayor Adams is heading to Mar-a-Lago to meet
For
with
what?
Trump
When?
now.
Oh, please. Okay, well, thank you for that update, but let's focus on, that's
Well, I
another,
was
that's
just gonna
another
ask-
topic for discussion at somewhere other time.
Just one thing about the cans.
That's crazy.
Have there been any reports, I don't know where this would be, of cans being stolen or?
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Well, how are you doing? I haven't seen you for a while.
Yes, I'm
He
pretty
showed
well.
You've been in paradise.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
so glad that.
Looking canned and
Yeah, you
rusted.
know, I'm just so glad you came back looking so healthy.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Not when we're waiting though.
Understood.
I was just thinking.
So Bishop,
You're not close to Mar-a-Lago, right?
No. I stopped
You're in
way
Atlanta.
ahead of the border.
so
Well,
what
we
is the
didn't
status
mention
of your stolen cans?
Stolen,
Did you report it?
stolen, gone, yes.
And what did they
Yes.
say?
What are they
I
gonna
mean,
say?
because if you have the person on camera, I don't understand.
Yeah, what are they gonna say? It's mine and 10 other people, 15, 20 is what they're doing. Sunday night, I had to stop a young man who came through my gate that was closed.
No.
Yeah, to take the neighbors.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I figured that would be an issue. If there's an affordability issue
There
and
is,
a compliance issue, then that means people will start
yeah.
balling.
It's happening.
I'll say balling.
But then
on
these
people.
cans are coded, so
Don't make a difference.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why it's important for people to safeguard and also to stencil, large stencils on the, they can paint it over
Yeah,
black, whatever the case may
Oh,
be.
like, we did.
Yeah, oh, you did?
Yeah.
And that didn't
If
deter.
everything said 1282, we watched them come down and see if it was someone strange.
Mhm.
It's different. It's your neighbor.
Yes, people that you know.
It's your neighbor. It's the neighbor that live in the big building up there. Now he comes down, the guy drives down, open the back of the car, and then put the garbage can in. They were supposed to come at night, and they didn't come at night. They came early morning. So if they came at night, you go and you pick it up. And that was that.
So when,
Sunday night was, they left it because, I was like, what are you doing?
Wow.
And you could tell that he didn't know the neighborhood. Because when I said, what are you doing? Instead of running back through the gate, he ran up the yard and couldn't go into place.
Oh.
Because their, garages in the back.
right,
So then he turned around and he was running up and down the streets. And my granddaughter said, but grandma, he's just running up and down saying the lady. Or maybe he had a car outside, maybe they were waiting.
Yes.
And when he said, oh, the lady, they drove off. So now he's running up and down, he doesn't know where to go. I was like, this is not funny, this is crazy. Because after I came out and say, what are you doing?
You trapped a rat.
I realized that
You tried.
I could have endangered my own self.
Oh my
Because he
God.
didn't run through the gate, he ran in the yard.
Wow.
And my husband wasn't there, it was just myself, my granddaughter,
Mm.
upstairs in the next apartment. I was telling it to my student, I was laughing, it was funny. Because he was scared stiff, but he doesn't know the neighborhood. So he didn't know where to go.
So that means
You
that,
open the gate, because my gate, is blocked so you can't see inside. He opens the gate, he comes in. And when I say, what are you doing? Because I hear the banging, you know. And you got to pull everything apart. And he ran in instead of out.
wow.
Yeah.
So when these are purchased, and I can't remember for myself, but when they're purchased, are the numbers recorded somewhere? Do you get a receipt and are the numbers recorded on the receipt of the can? In other words, how could you identify that?
It's
can?
on the cans, I
Well,
believe.
that's what we're trying to figure out. Because what I don't want is a vigilante type of response here, because my family is just like, no, we don't want the can pay us the $55. I'm like, listen, I took a cab to come around the corner, and I'm around the corner. Because down my block is very dark, So I'm just like, we don't need to make a fuss about that. We just do what we need to do. And I think it was you that said to
Yeah, you need to
you tell
report
it to
it.
311, and it's just 311. It's just 311. I wanted to know, is there a commissioner for DSNY? do we have a commissioner there? Because everybody has been taken out or resigned or
Right.
had some.
Well, I know
whatever.
that there's one coming in,
Okay,
so.
all right, so maybe we can,
But the thing about it is,
Let them know.
isn't there something where they mentioned that if your can is stolen, that they'll replace it
They replaced it
one
the first time, and but after that, you have to buy it again.
but here's what we knew when we made the call. There are cans that are supposed to be delivered, because they say they were gonna give you cans that are not given. People still don't have those cans that they were gonna give you.
Which one, the little brown one?
Yeah,
Well,
it's the
some
brown
people,
one.
well, some people got those, some people got, they were stolen, and they ran out, and because I think we had an event that they gave some out. But after that, they claimed that they didn't have any more, so, because I was trying to get some for people that never got or got theirs
You got
stolen.
the little teeny one?
Little brown one,
Yeah,
yes.
the little one.
Yeah, those, but.
Mine was big.
But they have them
You want a big
online
one.
for
The brown
sale
ones are
now.
for organics. The
Right,
larger gray ones are for trash.
right, right. The little brown one is for compost,
I know.
and then you have the three
That's
that
the
you
one
can
that was
purchase.
taken.
Right, the brown one,
Yes.
and what about the bigger ones?
Oh, they didn't want the bigger one.
Or they took the little compost?
No, but it wasn't little. The little one.
Well, they had them in
the
two
big one,
sizes.
yeah, the big
The
one is-
brown one, yeah, they
yeah.
had them in two sizes.
Yeah, the big one is what we have.
Also, they took the compost. So that one, they have those online that you can purchase.
Yeah, we did. And somebody took it.
Right, but I'm saying, I don't know if they would replace that one. But I know, the garbage
The
container.
little teeny one like that, they would replace.
No, I don't know the compost one,
Yeah, that's just what I'm saying.
because they were giving those away at one point, but you said you purchased.
Yeah, we
those.
purchased, yes.
Yeah, so I
That's what
don't
they're
know.
saying. They don't want the can. Just give us the money back. Because we saw you. That's you. That's you right there. You
Yes,
took it.
yes. But why would they? I don't know.
With the number,
With the number of the-
1282.
Yeah,
Painted on, not spray paint.
I don't get it, but, I'm not surprised.
Well, just like all day, your friend takes the garbage, or the company takes the garbage. They know how to get those information on.
Yeah, but to come in your neighbor's yard, somebody that knows who you are.
Well, no, I didn't know the guy.
Or what, it's,
The
you
other
have it
one-
on camera.
The first one on camera,
Mhm.
yeah, we know, because he lives in the middle building
Yeah,
of the block. Just as plain as day. I mean, you can't say that's not you,
right.
you know. And meanwhile, I'm trying to keep my family, make it quiet.
But I would reach out to DSNY and see about the brown one that you purchased, if they would replace it. That's what I would do.
I'd call 311 because so that they collect all this information.
Yeah, I know they got the information, but
Yeah.
311 is where it's
I don't know that they give back, but we can do that. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
would
they get back
definitely
to
do
that.
that and let them know that you called 311 and, reported the information as well.
And what someone said when we were talking about it is, if they give you a ticket, then you just let them know that it was stolen,
Right, exactly.
and then what, you keep the garbage? I don't know.
Well, but that's a compost.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if you have a good neighbor and you have compost and their bin is out, I would say, to let them know that, this, you have some compost, if it's okay to put it in there until, you get your replacement or.
I'm trying to think what someone told me. I don't remember who told it to me that they put out the bag
Mhm.
because they didn't.
But you have to put out the bag if you don't have, the
Right.
bins.
And
You
then
have
you
to
get
put
a
your
ticket.
garbage out.
And then you get a ticket.
Yeah, but
Right.
I'm not sure that, I understand that they are given summons. I don't know where. Kendall, did you Do you know where those are?
I don't think they've been doing a lot of enforcement.
I don't
yet.
think it's a lot of
It was
enforcement
reported
going on
a week or
right
two
now.
ago that they've given out, 500, violation notices, sort of citywide.
Oh, we got one before we got our can. I remember
What does
that,
it say?
because we didn't put it there. They said they've come several times and we have not had any compost out.
Well,
I kid you not,
Like,
I'll make him make a copy and I'll send it to you.
Well,
It's crazy.
but there was something mentioned that if, I think that this same gentleman mentioned that if they see people not using the cans, they were going to, give summons.
But
Yeah.
I thought they weren't enforcing that for the compost until May. Cause I thought it was, I know they're doing the regular trash now, but I know the compost, I thought it was until May you had until get the bins before they start giving you a summons.
No, we got a summons. I'm gonna make a copy of it so you.
May
I'm
of-
gonna send
May
it
of
to you.
when?
May of this year.
I'm
Okay, I'm
gonna,
not sure
but
about
they
that
can't give
date,
you a
but,
ticket for not putting out a brown bin. They can only give you a ticket if they opened up your trash bag and found food waste in it.
exactly.
That's
Exactly.
the standard of proof for you're not diverting your food waste. But
Into the
not
compost
having a
bin.
container out is by itself not enforceable.
Right.
we'll see.
So,
But
yeah, we'll
what
see,
does
but
it
this
say
is-
on there?
this is the
I don't
kind
know, I'm
of
Or
gonna,
you-
confusion
I'm
that
gonna-
is,
Yeah, it's
in
too much
transition to- yeah,
confusion with
yeah.
this whole thing, so.
Yeah.
People need to understand exactly what is what and how, the information
Maybe
is.
you might need to go to Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, no, I don't care how much you
Just
pay me
explain
or what, I'm not, if
And
you buy,
explain
whether
it.
you're buying the dress, the shoe, the bag, you're sending me to get my hair and nails done, I'm not, the answer is still no. Kendall will go.
all right, we good?
So,
Kendall would be
okay, so,
protected if he went.
yeah,
Yes,
oh my
he
God.
would be hanging.
All right, so are there any other questions, any other information that is pertinent to this discussion that we're having now that you want to share? Now is the time before we adjourn. You good?
Uh-huh.
All right, so I think that we have enough information
We
to
done?
work on and try to find out exactly what's going on with this whole containerization. And then we
I will
can,
send a copy of the notice
okay,
that we got,
yes,
so that you can see it.
but did you send it, did you contact the board,
Did-
the board office?
No, I didn't,
Well,
because
why not?
I'm going to do that now, because someone said to call 311,
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
someone said to,
Yeah,
report
but
it
if
to
the board
police.
office is aware, then maybe they can reach out to, DSNY on your behalf and find out what can be done.
Yeah, I did reach out to them, but it wasn't an official reach out at the last meeting. The emergency meeting that we have.
Okay, so you have,
So I could tell,
Late
I'll tell
hearing.
you now.
and, so, okay, it is now 8:03.
Yeah. So we'll see you again in a
I'll
few
move
months.
to adjourn this meeting
I'll,
at
I'll
8:03
be
PM.
here
He said he'd be
until
here for 6
April.
months.
Until April.
until April, and then I'm going on vacation, and then I'm.
Again?
Yes, yes.
And then back to Atlanta?
And then Atlanta for 1 month, then back in New York.
What is it about Atlanta that attracts you?
Thank
You
you
can't be
guys
the wives of
for
Atlanta.
coming
Oh,
out.
no, no, no. No.
I hope there's no snow to shovel.
No. Listen, it's